Okay, okay. So for the next attack or challenge, it is unrestricted access to sensitive business flow. So over here, what we have to do, or what exactly this challenge is all about. So this challenge is all about finding uh, sensitive business flow. I will not always call it a sensitive business flow, but in order to identify the vulnerabilities which should fall under this unrestricted access to sensitive business flow category, here we have to identify an endpoint which is important to the application, which is quite sensitive as well, which by using that endpoint a user can either purchase something, a user can redeem the voucher code, etc., etc., etc. Those are some of the sensitive endpoints. So what we have to do, we have to identify such endpoints, and we have to perform attack on those endpoints. That will be one scenario. Another scenario will be to identify those sensitive business endpoints. Let's say in order to purchase something, there are total 3 endpoints which are being used in the application. What we have to do, we have to automate the process in such a way that the attacker will be able to send requests to all those 3 endpoints simultaneously and attack the application. Attacker should not be able to, wrong choice of words. Attacker should get that kind of opportunity, or attacker should be able to automate the attack process on those endpoints so that successful exploitation could happen. Okay, I'm not gonna go much deeper as always, because there are different types of attacks, or different type of attack vectors which are available in the application. There are a lot of different functionalities which differs from one application to another application. So the attack scenario will again differ from one application to another. It is up to the people who will gonna watch this video. They can refer to this vast website to understand more about this unrestricted access to sensitive business flow category. For our application, which is a DB API, what we have to do, we have to abuse the submit ticket or get ticket functionality. How we can do that? Let's check it out. In the Postman, we will see these two ticket module, which is submit ticket and get ticket. Okay, so let's first submit the ticket. I'll click on submit, and authentication failed, invalid user. No problem. Let's log in into the application one more time. This time let's log in with user 1, because yep, user 1 and user 1 at the rate 123. This was the credentials which I had created earlier on. Okay, send the request. In the header we will get our token, so I will copy this token as always, copy it and paste it over here. Okay, now let's resend the request, and we will see that our ticket has been created with our ticket ID 108682. I'll copy this ticket ID over here. This is my ticket ID. My spelling TICKET, ticket. Okay, now there is a get ticket endpoint as well. So if I add my ticket ID over here, send this request, and I get the exact content of my ticket, which was I need help. Correct. This was the content of my ticket. Now over here, what we have to do, we have to perform an attack. How we can do it? Let's say I'll keep sending this request multiple times. one after another. I'll keep sending this request using above suite. How we can do it? Simply by utilizing the null payload in the intruder tab. So I'll head back to my above suite HTTP history, and this is exactly the endpoint which I will gonna abuse. So let's send this to my intruder, and let's say I will select this one, this 0. Okay, I will click add, and now I will select the null payload. So the reason why I selected this 0 number in user agent header was because the null payload requires any single value to be selected. Okay, so now in order to generate the payload, we can select multiple numbers, or we can select how many times the request should go to the application, the same request without any kind of modification, the same request how many times it should go to the application. I will select, let's say, 100, and I will start the attack. Let's see what happens. We can see that the content length is same, 307. What if I filter it out? Is there any changes? uh, I don't think so there is any kind of changes at all, because this length id 307 indicates that nothing was uh, nothing changed in the HTTP response. So this is something which I am not a big fan of, because I need any one endpoint where there should be some changes. So this time what I will do, I will simply change the message from I need help to, let's say, flag value. I'll repeat the same thing. And now is there any changes? Okay, there is a change. Now this is 307. The earlier on which says the ticket created successfully with my ticket ID, and there are different requests as well whose content length is 322. So this 322 request has the flag value which says no rate limit. So at the end of the day, what we had to do, we had to simply perform the rate limiting in order to solve this challenge. That was quite easy. Okay, as usual, in order to identify, or in order to identify different vulnerabilities for this specific category, again there are multiple attack scenarios which we can utilize. So I will submit this flag, and this is how we can solve this challenge.